focus on problems, you will have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you will have more opportunities. Hariom and good evening to one and all. Today, we have gathered here on this virtual platform for a very important session on problem solving skills. Let us begin this session by invoking the blessings of Almighty. I call upon Vaishnav to render prayer.
सर्वविघ्नहरं देवं सर्वविघ्नविवर्जितं सर्वसिद्धिप्रदातारं वन्देऽहं गणनायकं वन्देऽहं गणनायकम्.
Thank you, Vaishnav. Next, I call Advait Shashikumar for the welcome address.
Thank you, Ritvika. For today's webinar on problem solving and exploring the psychology of young minds, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our honored chief guest, Shri Krishna Kumar Maruthur, entrepreneur, consultant, a psychologist in habit formation, and the founder of hapime, a startup based in UK. He is exceptional in what he does and loves sharing his knowledge and ideas with young minds to help them achieve their dreams. As a matter of fact, Sir studied in this very school under the wing of our charismatic principal Srimati Shobha Menon, who has guided him on this journey. Krishna Kumar Sir sets a great example to us Chinmayites. A hearty welcome to you, sir. I would also like to welcome the chairman of the Academic Council, Dr. G. Mukundan, Director of Education, Dr. V. Venugopal, Principal Srimati Shobha Menon, Vice Principal Srimati Usha Prem, Senior Headmistress Srimati Anita VN, and Headmistress Srimati Sabhina Madhavan to be kind enough to attend this webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to welcome our respective teachers and my dear friends.
Thank you, Advait. It's my honor and pleasure to invite our beloved principal, Srimati Shobha Menon, for the felicitation.
Thank you, Ritika. Hari Om. Most respected Dr. G. Mugundan, Chairman, Academic Council, Dr. V. Venugopal, Chartered Accountant, our Director of Education, my dear Krishna Kumar, I cannot call him sir. I will not call him sir. He is still my child. Krishna Kumar, or Kiku, as he is very, very fondly known, to all my teachers and my very dear children. What is more gratifying to a teacher when her children grow up taller than her, much more magnificent than we have ever imagined, in a trajectory path which is so wonderful and so exciting to read and to watch. Reach for the stars, dream big, think positive, be good, do good, help others, be compassionate. These are some qualities which we have been ingraining in our children, mostly through examples. And as our children leave the portals of our alma mater, the parting words are, dear children, keep in touch. This is exactly what Krishna Kumar has done. And I remember the various occasions when Krishna Kumar has, contacted me on various occasions, good times, bad tidings, etc., etc. And today, when I watch Krishna Kumar ready to adorn the virtual platform, I'm really so happy, and I'm reminded of my first batch who passed out in 1993. When I joined the Vidyalaya in 1987 at an age of 25, these children who were then in 7th standard were more like my younger brothers and sisters, and sometimes even like my friends. The bonding was very, very easy. And maintaining the relationship was even far more joyful. I remember Krishna Kumar in his teens, in his youth, as a confused adolescent, as a smart adult, and now as a very successful entrepreneur. And it fills me with happiness to see this growth trajectory, dear child. I've always addressed my children as my children. I can never call them as my students because they grow in my heart. This batch, the first batch of children, have been blessed. They have seen Puja Gurudev, and those blessings definitely make a difference in their life. I'm sure this batch remains the all favorite for all of us teachers because first batch is always the first batch. Krishna Kumar had his share of fun, had a share of excitement, the trauma, the pressure, everything. Just like all of you children when he was at school. I still remember when he was in standard 11, the pressure and some kind of emotional disturbance was there in him. And he reached my home. I don't know if you remember, Krishna Kumar, at 8 o'clock and spoke to me. I just listened, nothing else. I just listened to him. But I think that made a difference because ever since that particular day, I think he's been always in touch with me. We talk about books, about journey, about jobs, about psychology. Even 2 weeks back, we were, just discussing about so many things under the sun. It is wonderful to have you, Krishna Kumar, on this virtual platform. I feel proud of you, and I'm so happy that you're going to address a group of children who are eagerly waiting to hear from you. My prayers and blessings, dear child, may you grow to larger, greater heights and achieve your dreams. Hari Om, bless you.
Thank you so much, Hari Om. It's been a while. Yeah, I do remember coming to your house randomly in Parel agencies, in the next to that, I think MG Road. I don't know the details, but I can definitely. I don't want to. First of all, I want to thank you, ma'am, and also the other teachers and people who's joined, the students. You my friends. I don't want to make this boring. I don't want to address, but I'll just talk. As Shobha just said, open my heart. You can ask anything. You can ask anything about money. You can talk about sex. You can talk about anything right here, and we will talk about it because I think it is important to talk from the heart, and talking itself and listening, as Shobha just said. I think because I grew up in a household where probably I was not listened to. People were busy, so I just did what I did. So when I heard, I was heard. I think I had more clarity, and once you have clarity, you make the right decision. So I will not make this boring. So I would like to thank everyone who's on the virtual dais, sir and ma'am. I can't see many because I think it's in the. This is my first time in G Meet, Google Meet. But anyway, I can see if Usha teacher is there. Hello. Physics has been tough and it's been interesting. It is still tough for me, and I think you've been a tough teacher. And so, just wanted to remember those projects.
Children,
yes.
switch on your videos. Those who do not have network issues, please switch on your videos. I've always told you it's not nice to talk to a blank screen. Thank you, children. Very good.
Yeah. So it is really weird when people call me sir. You don't have to call me sir. I have a nice name, at least I believe so. Kiku is fine with me. I still feel I'm in school. If you are expecting someone in coat suit, sorry to disappoint you, some old man from '93 batch. Well, you're not. I still run. I still eat. I'm very fit. I still feel young. I still feel little distant and different from when teachers are there. I'm like, what am I doing here with teachers around? So I still exactly like you, right? So and I definitely feel bored with lecture presentation when I can't learn anything. Some big shot is talking some big shit. So I'm going to be real. You can ask me anything, and I'm going to tell you how I landed up here. So now that I think about problem solving skills, I have no clue when somebody just said, I landed up her house. I didn't know where she was living. Maybe I knew because how will I land up there? What was going on in my mind? And how did I decide to just go and speak to her? Where did I find the courage? I have no clue. Now I'm just thinking about it because she reminded me. But then again, I realized I kind of solved my own problem in a way. Like, maybe she can solve this. I gave it a shot. So I'll start from there. And I think now I come back. What I'm doing here with my startup in the UK, I'm solving problems, right? So what has happened is my mom and my parents were busy in their own thing, so I didn't have people to solve problems for me. So I had to figure a way out. I had to look. I started reading very, very young, not because I liked reading. My father was very strict because he didn't let me go outside and play with neighbors because they were older, whatever reason. So I was bloody bored. So Malayalam Amma Chitragatha was there. So I read whatever was lying around. So I became a voracious reader, not by choice, but then and then I learned observation skills because I had nothing to do. I had a lot of time. So I started looking at things like if you look at Sadhguru or other people or Einstein or people spend a lot of time alone just observing, right? Observing nature, physicists, Benson. If you know, a lot of insights come to your mind when you spend a lot of time alone, just being real. Living in the present, being mindfulness. All this is like a new term now, fancy term. I was always, I had nothing to do. I was bored. I couldn't play. So I either read or I just looked at stuff, just thought and thought and thought. If you've seen the movie Inception, some of you might think that, that's what it is. So you have a dream and a dream and a dream. So I had a lot of time to think, observe. So why am I saying this? Because the stuff that you go through, horrible things. So you think, you're bored, parents are stuff. They are very. If you have a difficult childhood, if you think those very same things can become, really an asset. Like now, I'm a psychologist. I observe micro expressions. If you think differently, if you look differently, I'll immediately come to know what's going on in your brain. That's one. And two, since I started reading, I think I'm far ahead of millions of people because all leaders are readers. Now, I never thought I was a leader. Now I can think back in 1987. I know that's like ancient for you, most of you here. No, 1989 maybe, when the school bus is supposed to leave. It was not a big bus; it was just a smaller one, at least. There was a maths teacher. I was horrible in maths. I still don't understand maths because I think it was not made very interesting to me, at least. So the only thing I liked about maths was the maths teacher asking me to go and arrange the bus. Because teachers get into the bus last. And one fine day, when I was not inside the bus early, it was full and they had to wait outside. Then I go inside, I organized and kept people, so I made space. Now when I think back, I was solving problems, even back then. And then of course, when there is a gap in a period, if teachers not coming, they're so bloody happy. Go and play. I think there was a PT teacher, I don't know his name, he's a little lanky, he's got mustache and എല്ലാവർക്കും പേടിയാ ചോദിക്കാൻ നീ പോയി ചോദിക്കും. And I'm just like, what are you scared of? I would just walk up to him saying that, sir, free period on, we are allowed to go and play. Storeroom in the Takpol, we'll take the ball, bat, whatever. He said, okay. And then he would get. So I would get things done, but people are, really bothered and debating. Just get it done. Either he'll say yes or a no. If it's a no, fine. You can run, you can do what. What's the whole idea of, I just did not understand the gossiping, discussing, complaining. get it done. So I would go and ask, and I think two approaches. When you want to approach someone who's bigger than you, or who you are afraid of, don't try to butter panchasara. Don't try to soapifying. Don't try to be saying that please, and please don't do that. Also, don't be arrogant. Say my father is there, I'll call up. Just be nice and ask for what you want in a nice, normal way. Most people, most big shot will say, okay, this guy is not wanting to get things done from me. They can see through all the big guys, mature enough. Avan and paid whatever. Just ask straight, mature way, then say yes or no. If it's a no, then that's fine. What can you do about it? So that's something that I have done. I don't know who told me, how I learned, but when I look back and analyze, this is what I've been doing. Even now, I'm in the UK, I'm solving problems. I got here. And my father, even now, for example, he will not agree that I am fit to be an entrepreneur, or I can, work under other people. I can manage business. You cannot do these things. You need your, brother. You need your. So he's always put me down for whatever reasons. I love him. The reason is that that's what he thinks. But then when you're like your age, it goes into your subconscious. You really believe that you cannot do these things. So even if your parents, or even teachers for that matter, a lot of teachers will tell you, no, you're like, നിനക്ക് കണക്കറിയില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിനക്ക് മാത്സ് അറിയില്ല, or നിനക്ക് physics, whatever. So that's that person's perspective, right? Not yours. It's not reality. I frankly not believe, this is true also. Every one of you, I think there is 91 plus, about 100 people. All of your geniuses, including the teachers when they were youngsters, right? I mean, everybody's got something which is like unique, which no other person on this planet Earth, almost 8 billion, will have. Impossible. Maybe 99% of your DNA is like that of a chimpanzee, but with unique talents, you're very unique. So find out and go, have good fun, and nobody, that's lane is yours. Your job is to just find that, strength, and just, go for it. The other thing is, if you have a problem, ask quality questions, like, who can help me? Where should I go? Who should I talk to? And what can I do today? Because if you don't ask these questions, what happens is you'll start overthinking. You get anxious, and then anxiety brings in biology students, cortisol, adrenaline, like you will freeze, you will not be able to think. So what I do is, and believe me, there is always one person, at least one person, who can help you. And that person will be more than happy to help you also, right? For example, when I had legal issues with my family business, I had to find a law. There are many lawyers, but I finally found a lawyer who were like really loyal, helpful, and not money-minded, and really wanted to help me. I had horrible lawyers, but I found one. And that one person was enough for me to solve all the legal issues. Similarly, I had to find a chartered accountant who solved all the number issues for me. I didn't understand. I still don't. I don't have to. This is the magic of working in a team. So when you want to solve problems, always look for someone who's better than you in that field, for example. For example, I'm a tremendous leader. I can bring people together. I can hire. I know who's good at what. Changing teams, and thinking big, and then having a vision for future. I'm pathetic in administration, calling up someone, following up, and then organizing. If you tell me 20 things to do in a day, I'll go mad, which has happened also. I remember going and taking a 5-star hotel book. I went to Taj and stayed for 2 days. I was going mad, because my manager went, all those things, and there's no lawyer, and the immense pressure. So I packed my 1 or 2 books. I just left for a day, and then, I just relaxed. And I came back. That's what you got to do. Then I knew that what I'm not good at. So if you make an inventory, left side, take a blank, page. On one side, write what you're not good at, or maybe you can write, I hate to do this, blah 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 blah, and flip that page around. I love to do this. That itself will give you strength and weaknesses, and then just focus on the strength about who you are, and that itself will give you a lot of confidence. Because if you're always, for example, I don't enjoy maths even now. But if I'm trying to be like 80%, 90% maths, I'll keep doing what I don't like to do. What I would want to do is that I just want to get a pass IMRE. So I'll target maybe 50%. I love biology. So I want to spend more in time. The more I talk about biology or whatever I like to do, the more confidence, my body will open up. You'll feel charged, emotional, everything. Same thing in your case. I don't know what you're good at, but this exercise will definitely help you. So imagine that you are here and this is your dream. Whatever your dream is, you want to run marathon, you want to make money, you want to get married, you want to speak to your girlfriend next door, whatever that is, it is your dream, right? So this is where you are and this is where you want to go. Imagine there is a gap, right? There is a gap in between. Imagine that is your problem. Yeah, let's say that is your problem. Now, just rephrase that, saying that instead of problems, you replace the word problem with few steps to my dreams. You can write down or ingrain this in your head. It is just few steps. It's not like China Wall, Chinese. What is the Great Wall of China with millions of steps? Just few steps towards your dream. So this is your problem. This is where you are. This is where you want to go. Imagine it's like a ladder, and just few steps. Maybe 3 steps or 3 rungs or 5 rungs or 7. That's all. I can promise you within 3 to 7 steps, you will solve your problem. How? So you don't need to think that it's, it takes 20 years to get where you want to go. You want to achieve your dream. Whatever your problem is, whether it's your girlfriend, boyfriend issue, whether it's money, whether you want to become an actor, whatever that is, the gap is just like a ladder with very few steps. Now, each step is like a, question. Who do I talk to? Where should I go? And who can give me, what can I do today? Maybe I can call somebody, or maybe I can ask somebody. Maybe I can go for a walk today. Action. So if you do these 3, 4, 5 things, within the next round of application of that, you will come to know that you've already got an answer for your dream. Trust me, you apply this. Okay. So it's very simple as that. Don't call a problem a problem. Think that whenever you think of a problem, it is only few steps towards my dreams or goals, whatever you want. It's as simple as that. Trust me. And nobody has taught you, at least to me, to think of this way. It's all about how we are trained to think, right? So imagine problems are great opportunities to be happy, to be rich, to be healthy, to have fun. Imagine I want more problems because, I love it's freedom. It buys you freedom. Literally, this is what all the entrepreneurs. What am I doing in? Why do you think they gave me a visa? As a startup here, I'm solving big problems. So if you solve problem for yourself, of course you'll be happy. But if you solve problem for others and as many as people, you'll be very rich and happy and free. Trust me when I say this. My father was into business. He solved a lot of problems. We had a shopping mall before there used to be shopping mall as a culture, as how you see it. So he solved a lot of problems even then. Now I can understand what he was doing, right? And problem solvers think very differently. They see opportunities everywhere. They don't complain. They're action oriented. So even if you want to study, study smart. It's a problem. You want to study a subject that you hate. Let's say just hate it. So what can you do to overcome this problem? Maybe you hate the teacher also. Horrible teacher, horrible subject, and horrible parents. So imagine what you're going to do. This is real stuff. I mean, I'm not making that. I'm not trying to make anybody happy. But imagine this is the case. What are you going to do? How will you solve? Maybe now you have YouTube. You can learn the subject. You can talk about, how to forgive yourself, how to forgive the teacher, because everybody is a human being, right? So maybe they were in a bad mood. They didn't want to tell you the, bad things to you. So you understand, everybody's human being and nobody's perfect. So you can learn about gratitude, about forgiving other people, and also asking the right question. Okay, I hate the subject. Okay, I'm not in a position to ask my teacher now. She's in a bad mood or whatever. Maybe she can help me next week. So now maybe I'll do one chapter, or just do what I can today. So taking action today, just do one chapter. Otherwise, if you keep thinking, you will not open the book for a long, long time. Trust me, I've done it. Not in school, in college. So it's easy to solve problems if you break it down, if you make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Just take a few steps, right? Um, Also think about when you're saying, say for example, and because people are noisy, cousins are coming down, there is a padaka factory out there, and so many things. It's all fact. It is all true. What can you do? For example, can you get this noise cancelling headphones? Can you? I'm sure you all logging in, so you have access to internet. Can you go to Google? Can you watch TED Talks? Can you do anything? Maybe your neighbors are horrible, but then you can listen to whoever you want right now. Podcasts. I do a lot of podcasts, by the way, on Instagram and LinkedIn. You can find me Facebook. I do it for free because I can, and I want to help people, and people do come to me for consultations. And I enjoy the process because it's very simple. I wish I had someone like me when I was growing up. So this is pure joy, and I would like to thank everyone who's allowed me to come on board to share these to so many students, especially when you're in 9th and 11th, because the next year is like, oh my God, board exam, like really. It's so melodramatic. It's just exam. It's just a normal exam where you prove what you know. The exam is not the problem. What you've been doing the whole year is a problem, right? It's not a problem. See, again, what you do the whole year is a few steps towards your dream. So and 1 year is just 52 weeks, really. So if you do just a little bit every week, that adds up, compound interest. So it's how you look at, especially this is important, how to solve problems of what you don't want to do. Because, you will always avoid what you don't want to do. But then, avoiding will not help in the long run. It's going to boomerang and come stronger. So if you do just a little bit, and then find out people who can help you. Maybe you can find few friends, buddy system, and then somebody can explain better. Somebody can, show this better. I remember someone from Kendriya Vidyalaya who was my neighbor. He explained me how to do the physics project. Literally helped me out. When he mentioned, I realized, okay, this is good. Okay, this is how to approach it. It was just a different point of view. And I think I managed to get a decent marks in physics practicals. If Usha teacher wouldn't, she will think that I've done it. I've done it, but I've understood after great difficulty also. This is long back. Anyway, the point is, people who know how to solve problems will be happy. They'll be rich. They'll be free. For example, I want to live near the Himalayas. I can go and live there. I have lived it. Why? Because I'm not worried about money. Because I developed skills about psychology, about helping people, and technology. So I can be on an island on top of a mountain and help people and still make money. That's what I really want to do. I have family business back in Thrissur. I don't like to do that kind of business. Sitting, one place, I get bored. I want to get out. I want to do what I want to do. That's freedom. And that freedom came after a lot of struggle, of course, but then also, solving a lot of problems. Basically, my problems. I solved all my problems. And I had just one mission. How do I get to what I want to do? That's it. Father will say, sit here, go here, do that, blah, blah, blah. And, your parents and other people, expectations. I want to do what I want to do without harming other people. Of course, you have your ethics and give back to society. So now I'm happy. I can't say I'm rich, but I'm definitely well off. I'm free, yes. I'm very healthy. I eat what I want to. When I was in a job as an employee, I remember having Coca-Cola sandwich and potato chips for maybe snacks or lunch, because you don't have time. They will decide, how you spend your time. So I'm able to eat healthy food now because I decide my time. So many of you would become entrepreneur, many of you will get a job, but still, if you can solve problems, you'll be able to meal prep. You can, take healthy meals. You'll be able to adjust your timings. You'll be able to adjust your workout. It's really enjoyable. Once you know how to solve this, it becomes a habit. So once you know how to solve problems, initially small one, then bigger one, bigger one, bigger one, a lot of people will come to you to solve their problems. Okay, so so a lot of people will come and say, "Oh, energy. What do you think?" And and then you can probably become even without psychology. You can help them if you're good in numbers. Maybe if you're BCom, you can do an audit. People will pay you, and trust me, people want to solve their problems and they're willing to pay for it, whether it is money, whether it is gratitude, whether maybe I'll give you a gift, or you can join, come for a ride with me, or I will teach you symbiotic relationship. It's a great place, it's a great gift, and it's just your thinking that has to change about it. So if any of you are interested, since I'm just talking blah blah blah, if any of you are interested in web programming, if you are good at graphic designing, if you are into web development, mobile app development, get in touch with me. I am looking for interns. I'll be more than happy to give you real work experience, international exposure, or at least give you feedback on your work. I am open. If you want space in MG Road, Thrissur, to showcase your art and craft, you can sell. I can give you that space. These are things that I can do for you as of now. Okay, or maybe if you want to do something, just email me. I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and my email. If you want, don't say hi. Just say this meeting, and I want this. This is what I'm facing. This is what I want. What is the best way forward? So define what is your problem and why you want to solve that problem, so that this is what I want. This is the problem, and these are the things that I have already done. I'm not going to spoon feed anybody, because that will not grow you. Basically, it will be counterproductive. Just say, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. It did not work out. What do you think? Trust me, I'll definitely reply. If not in a day, maybe a week, but I'll definitely read those emails. Just say Chinmaya Vidyalaya, this webinar, and then just write that email. I can put you across to people that I know. I know a lot of people that could be of help to you. So I can do all of this for you. And I really wish you well. If you have any questions, definitely you can ask. For example, I am facing this. I can address right now, straight away. If it is like a secret, if you don't want other people here to know, shoot me an email. I'm sure that can be facilitated. Get in touch with me, and I can do a one-on-one. But feel free to ask questions now, so that other people can also learn how to solve problems straight away. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those words of wisdom. Now, we move on to the interactive section. Some of our students have some queries, so I request sir to kindly clarify them. We begin with Adarsh B. Pudwal.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
So my question is that what would be your advice to reduce mobile addiction, especially to teenagers like us?
Mobile addiction. Okay, so I think if I heard you right, I think, did you freeze there? Mobile addiction, is that what I heard right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please refrain from calling me sir? You can call me Krishna. That's okay. I'm just like you, man. Seriously, just chill out. Okay.
Chetan.
Chatter will do, or yeah, just relax, man.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot be formal. It is a weakness for me. I cannot be formal or too formal. So just accept me as I am. I'm a friendly guy. That's it. Mobile addiction. The first question is, talk about your problem. Are you addicted to mobile? You don't have to, say yes or no. But what?
No, sir. Actually, I like playing games, but I've just kept in time control. I'm playing it like half an hour in a day because I have a fear whether I would get addicted. That's why I just wanted to get some advice on it.
Yeah, so I want to ask you another question. So this is how I deal with it, right? You like to play video games or mobile games. That's okay. So, and if you want to play for half an hour in a day, that's okay. So, where is the problem?
No, sir, but I'm just having a fear whether I would cross that limit of half an hour, because even sir, games are a little bit addictive sometimes at some extent. So I don't want to get addicted. That's why at that point of time I should realize that I am addicted, that I have to stop like that. Some advice.
Yeah. Can you mute your? Yeah. What you will not get is advice. Okay, from me. I will point you into the right direction. Okay, Adarsh, right? Adarsh is that you can play as much as you want, as long as you decide I'm going to play for 2 hours, 1 hour, half an hour. You are in control, right? When you say you are scared of addiction, why? Are you in control or are you not? The other thing that I want to say is, if you're not playing mobile games, what are you doing? That's a question to you. What are you doing if you're not playing games on mobile?
So, if I'm not playing games, I would rather study, or I have tuition classes at sometimes, or I'll just go with my family at night usually, because at evening I have 3 hours of tuition. So mostly I'm in night time only I play games, and for half an hour I play, and then my mom only tries to control me, and she says to stop, and we then go to the hall and we have some family time.
I understand. Okay. Okay. So this is what is happening in your brain. I think you have school, or you have online classes, and you have tuitions, and your brain is like literally frying. Okay, it's all these chemicals, and you're learning takes up a lot of energy. Really, your neurons are firing, and then it literally, you'll feel hungry, you'll start eating, and then you just want some dopamine. I don't know what subjects you learn, but then you need to feel good, you need some serotonin, you need some pleasure. That's what's happening in your body. So this is very important to understand also. Your body also is looking for certain chemicals to feel good. So when you play your mobile game, you'll immediately start getting dopamine, and it makes you, it's like having you'll feel a pleasure hormone washing over you, literally. And why you're doing it? Because it's cheap. You have a phone, you don't need to go anywhere, and it is give you a lot of pleasure in less time. Why it is addictive? Because you can do it so easily. So my question to you is that, what else? Imagine there is no mobile and mobile games anymore on this planet Earth. What is the next pleasurable, cheap?
The next pleasurable thing I would do is find some friends, because I said truthfully, in this whole world, everybody, in not only my age, even smaller of my age, some who are bigger than my age, they all are in mobile phones and don't even play outside. So if mobile goes, automatically they will also find some way. So maybe even I would surely get some friends if there's no phones in the world.
Yeah, that's a great answer. What I was getting to is that, imagine your mobile phone is not theirs. Okay, theirs is not. They have theirs with them. You don't have your phone. What are you going to do? You see. Remember, your criteria is you need to have fun. It has to be cheap. It has to be nearby. It has to be easy to do. What will you do? What can you do?
Maybe play with my little sister. Like, we usually don't play, but there are no phones. I would be playing surely with my sister.
So, do you like to play with your little sister? Do you enjoy doing that?
For the first half an hour, yes, we have a nice time, but then it starts to get boring.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. Look at the timing. You are playing your mobile game for half an hour anyway. That's what you told me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So you have an option. You have an option which is easy, which is cheap. You don't have to travel, and it gets boring exactly after 30 minutes. Brilliant. Just play with it for 30 minutes and find something else. Okay, second question is, what are the other option? Imagine no sister, no phone. What can you do which is pleasurable, easy, cheap, and you don't need too many people? What can you do alone, or maybe with a friend?
Alone. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe read some books.
Okay. What kind of books do you like to read?
I like to read more adventurous or fictional, mostly fictional.
Yeah, that's good. Who's your favorite author, fiction?
J.K. Rowling. Till date, my most favorite movie is sorry, not movie. Book is Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. By the way, I'm very close to, Belfast. The Dark Hedges. I was there. It's really beautiful. Huh? By the way, there is a place exactly like that near Chokkana, which is in Chalakudi. You should go there. It looks exactly the same on the way to Adirapalli. So, if you like J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter, you like dreaming. What have you thought about writing a short story or a fictional one piece? Talk about it, or maybe create adventure in your head.
Actually, I like reading books of fictional, but more like in my mind, if I think of it, would be like a super heroine thing. Like I have a story in my mind which I used to just think when I'm too bored, when I have nothing to do, like literally nothing. And that was a rare case mostly because sometimes I have my cousins with me, or sometimes I have my phone with me, or sometimes I have classes. So it's just rarely I think of such things.
Yeah, I think Adarsh, can we have a round of applause from everyone because he already has a story with him. That's fantastic. He has an idea with him. He's very, very bored, and that's really because I can see a genius incoming. All you have to do is maybe for 5 minutes. So 30 minutes you play whatever with your sister or something. 5 minutes you write down just one sentence of your story that's in your head, superhero. And then in 7 days you have 7 lines, and in 52 weeks that's like 365 lines. It's almost a book. Trust me, once you send that copy to me, I will help you in publishing that, whatever that is. No questions asked.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, so you have something interesting that you are interested. No pressure, right? No pressure. You create your superhero. You get in touch with me. I'll help you publish it, and then this is brilliant. I mean, this is amazing. See, that's your key skill. Your cousins are coming. They are not part of your geniuses. They are there. And your mobile game is because you're bored and then you want to escape from studying, blah, blah, blah. I can understand that. Some people drink, you play mobile phone. It's basically addiction. It is fine if you regulate it. If you know how much addiction is, the action is controlling you. And the third thing is you like to play with your sister, which is a great option, family bonding. And now you have your genius skills, which is writing. You know what you want. You know your genre. You know your author. You know Harry Potter. You know fiction. Brilliant stuff. I mean, I don't know how many of you present here know that this guy had the skill. This is amazing. Get started. Honestly, I'll help you publish it. I've co-authored a book. Yeah. Stop calling me sir.
I think about writing the book.
Yeah. No. This is what I don't want you to do. Don't think about it. Either do it or don't do it. We'll try something else. Don't think about it. Take action. It takes you 5 minutes. Okay, is there anyone else who wants to discuss it? Or if you have any more questions, I'm happy to stay. Others, are you done?
Yes, sir. My question is this much only, sir. Thank you, sir,
brilliant.
for your
Brilliant. Thanks. Cheers.
Ritvika?
Next, we have Rishikesh.
Okay.
There are times when people around us make comparisons which indirectly affect us, as it is really frustrating and demotivating.
Yes.
So in such a scenario, how can we develop a positive approach and improve our self-esteem?
Rishikesh, you're studying in which grade? 11, 9? I guess 11?
Ninth.
9. That's a brilliant question for 9th standard. Is this your question or somebody asked you to ask?
No, sir. My question only.
Okay, yeah. I can tell you honestly from my heart. I told you, my own father, he would compare to me my elder brother. He would say, when I was younger, of course, I don't have friends. That I don't have friends. I don't know how to drive better. I mean, my brother drives better. He has better friends, and always comparing. So I know exactly if this is your question, it is what I faced even now from my father only. Okay, because it is his thinking, but it is extremely demotivating. I had very low self-esteem. I was very, very underconfident. I used to think that I was introvert. I'm not good enough. I don't look good. I can't make it. Nobody likes me. Like all the things. So it does affect you, 100%. What can you do? If you can, if it's your parents, I think I did that in 1987. I just wanted to go for trekking and everything. This is how I solved. So that way, I hope you'll be able to help yourself. I didn't want to stay at home because I was getting bored. I was not allowed to go and play nearby. I got bored, just like others said. I got bored. I get bored very fast. I need to learn something. I need to do something. A lot of energy. Even now, I'm 46. I know I don't look 46. I get it all the time. So much of energy, so much of enthusiasm and confidence, right? So I moved to Chinmaya in '88, I guess, and then I wanted to stay in hostel because I didn't want to stay at home. It's bloody boring. So then I went to see my Kannada doctor. So what do you call that doctor anyway? Dioptician.
Ophthalmologist.
Ophthalmologist.
Yes, that fantastic genius. Yes, we went to see the ophthalmologist. It sounds so, yeah. Our doctor at the പോയപ്പോ പറഞ്ഞു, my father complained. Even അവിടെ പോയിട്ട് ഹോസ്റ്റലിൽ നിൽക്കണമെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ഇവന് വീട്ടിലെന്താ കുഴപ്പം? Everything is there. So I told doctor also that I want to stay in a hostel. I think he kind of understood that doctor told my father, well, it looks like that he wants to stay in the hostel for some time. Let him stay for some time. If he does not want, you can come back. You will see after a couple of months. If he wants, he'll come back. If he'll get bored there also, and or else you can ask him to come. So I stayed in hostel. This is, I think, a story that Shobhatisha might find it interesting. Never told me. So that's how I landed up in hostel. We made a lot of fun. Of course, I went back home in a couple of months, I think. But I had fun. What I'm saying is, I try to solve problems through doctors and other people. What can you do if it's your friend or somebody at home? Try to stay away. Create distance. Create a little bit of distance. Don't interact so much. And also with podcast or hang out with. So maybe that's why I started finding people who are more positive. For example, Shobhadija. I don't know why I went to her house. So maybe to ask, like, what should I do? Maybe I was asking for some positivity or some solution. What can I do? I don't know what I asked her. But I remember going there for sure. It was evening. So if you can reduce your proximity to whoever is demeaning you, who is criticizing you, remember, this is not your problem. It is their problem because, have you heard the thing? Hurt people. So people are in pain will give you pain. People who are full of love will give you love, right? People who are rich will give you money. So people who are criticizing you, poor chaps, I mean, they have been criticized all their lives. Trust me, they have a horrible story. So they're just giving you what they have extra. So forget about them. It's not about it's not about you. It's about them. Stay away from them if you can, and most importantly, try to associate. This is very important. Where you are, your environment. If it's horrible, move. You're not a tree. You can move, right? If it's people, find people who can help you, maybe friends, younger, older, girls, boys, people like Shobha teacher, or bury yourself in library, anybody. I'm not giving you names. Find and keep trying. Like I said, it just 3 to 5 things. Go for a movie, go for a walk. Write down. What can I do? Writing is really good in terms of psychology, because you'll have more clarity. Long story short, when you think aloud, when you're thinking in your head, you think but unless you write down, what can I do? So find people who can help you. They exist. My other question to you is, what have you done about it till now? What actions have you taken? Great question. What have you done?
No, sir, it's not my problem. I just heard my friends discuss about it.
Mone, I know, like Manju Warrior said, anyway, so thank you for that question. I know it's fun. Anybody else? A real problem. If it's because it should be beneficial for you, really. If it's a real problem, I can really help you in this forum or outside, because you don't need to impress me. Seriously, I'm here to really help, and then ask genuine question. If you want to do it away from this place, feel free to hit me up. But if anyone else, girls, I think the 2 guys maybe will have gender equality and get something from girls.
Next, we have Avani Arun.
Hariom, sir. My doubt is that some children may have been well prepared for an exam, but while facing the exam, they would get tensed. How can these fears of children overcome?
Yeah, is it your problem or some people?
It's my problem.
Okay, which subject?
So, Max.
Nice. Now we are talking. You're my friend already. Okay, so why are you scared of maths and not other subjects?
So, in all other subjects, I'm able to write of my own, but in math, I can't write of my own if I don't know an equation.
Okay. So first of all, I want people to really appreciate and have a big round of applause for Avani, because she submitted her own problem. It's her own problems. It takes courage to, with hundreds of people to actually say, I have this problem. And she's honest. I can read. She's very honest about what she said. So how can you write your own equation? How do you make the problem, which is in mathematical terms? How do you know? It's not that difficult. If you understand what's the question, what is being asked, for example, what area of, is it trigonometry? What area of maths do you find? Is it algebra? Is it whatever? Trigonometry? Is it where do you find? Is it logarithm? What area is it? Or everything is blank? What area do you find it problematic, or everything related to maths is a problem?
Not everything related to math, especially about triangles, their sides, congruence rules and all.
So the rules are the problem, right? Is that what you're saying? The rules you are not able to memorize? Is that what you're not able to understand the rules?
Forget everything that I learned until now.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear that properly.
So I get tensed and I forget everything what I have studied. I have been well prepared, but still I forget everything.
Okay, so I will not pinpoint anything here. Most probably what happens is you will have a very, very, very strong or dominant. This is in general, so this is not personal. You will have very strong dominant a teacher or a father or a mother or somebody at home said, you are always failing in this subject. Some pressure that you have, okay? Some pressure where you think you are not good with maths. So the 2 reasons. 1, you don't enjoy maths. Why you don't enjoy maths? Maybe you don't understand maths. the way you want to understand. Okay, this is what a very, very important people, I mean, all the kids out here, I find it weird, kids, I mean, all the friends, young friends should look up neuro-linguistic programming. It is, you can just YouTube it, you'll find NEURO, neuro linguistic programming, or if Asha teacher can, maybe I can send it. If you need, just Google up, and you'll create a lot of help in how to relax. Okay, how to relax, and the pressure. The pressure is very simple. See, you are a genius. You are a great person. You are a great student. You can learn very well. That is already evident because you have no problem with other subjects. So you don't have a problem. This is number one. You, Avni, does not have a problem in learning, in remembering, in writing, in expressing. You don't have a problem. This is very, very clear to understand and believe. Be very confident. You are a brilliant, learner. You can reproduce. You're a great student. What about maths? Maths you can't remember, and you have a pressure. As pressure ending, you will not remember. Even if you know, you will not remember. So why are you having pressure? Why are you tensed about maths? Is it because you can't remember? Even if you studied hard, which means you have memorized, you understand, you can. It is only in the exam that you have. Why? Where is the pressure coming from? If you don't mind sharing. If you don't want, that's okay.
Sir, I pressurize myself. That is the biggest problem that I had. I was having depression in the last year, sir. I don't know what is the problem with me. I pressurize myself. I will be thinking that if I don't get max, I won't become in a big position like you. And I would get so tensed, and I lost everything. I would be having doubt for only one question, but all other questions I would make wrong.
Yeah, thanks for being honest. Depression. Okay, let me say something about depression. Depression is not a disease. It is something you repeat. Okay, it's a question that you keep asking. What is wrong with me? Why I'm not able to remember? You are asking the wrong questions. You should ask questions, but positive. If you all have Instagram, just look him up. Look me up. There is a video that I have sent. I think I've made. It's called quality questions. Ask quality questions to have to overcome problems or for strengthening your immune system, whatever. This is exactly what happens. If you ask shitty questions like, oh, why can't I remember this? Oh my God, like, why is this happening to me? You will find answers. You will find answers, bullshit answers like, yeah, because you didn't study, because you're not good at maths, because your brain will give you answers to the kind of question that you ask. So you ask quality questions. How can I remember this? Who can teach me this? What can I do now? How will I overcome this? Where can I go? Then your brain will say, yeah, maybe you ask this teacher, maybe ask that guy or this person, because who's the best in maths in your class, Avni?
Actually, my teacher helps me so much, sir.
No, not teacher, students. Who is the best in terms of students?
I think it's Devpriya, sir. My best friend.
Is she here?
I don't know, sir.
Okay. So have you asked her, for example, this is again going back to problem solving. Have you asked her, Devpriya, I have this issue. How are you going to do it? How are you doing it? Can you help me? Have you asked her?
Yes, sir, obviously. And for many questions, she had helped me a lot.
Right. So depression is asking bullshit questions. Ask quality question, you will get quality answer. Okay. And then I congratulate you because you have asked your teachers, you're asking your best friend who's good at it. Maybe ask 3 other people also. Ask your neighbors who's good in maths. I'm having this because you don't have a problem in learning, in understanding, in writing, in communicating in English. Obviously, I can understand, and you have very positive body language. So you don't have a problem. You have a pressure either from a teacher or a father or a brother. Not now, because you're saying I am putting the pressure from myself. You learn that someday. When you are born, you're like, I want milk. You never put pressure. I want to, study maths. Somewhere along the way, somewhere when you are in 3rd standard, 4th standard, 5th standard, somebody told you something. So if you were to talk to me one-on-one, I could have actually said, this is what I do in psychology. I will go back and understand at what point in time did you start feeling this. You are in class 11 or 9?
9th, sir.
Yeah, so somewhere in last 5 years, probably somebody said something. Maybe there was, I don't know what that is. Since then, it's obvious, no, Avni, because when you were like 0, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, you didn't think like, this pressure for maths. You started learning maths probably, I don't know, 3rd standard onwards. You start, building on basic maths, right? I'm sure you didn't have a problem then. So was it in 4th standard, 5th standard, somewhere? This is a specific issue that if I understand when it happened and why it happened, I can remove it basically. So if you want to get back to me with the consent of whoever is concerned, I can take it out from that, and then you'll be very, very easy. You will feel relaxed. But otherwise, if that incident is blowing up in your head and then making you, more pressure, and only in maths, that's the thing. This is what everybody should understand. She's brilliant, but one particular subject is causing issue. So obviously, this was learned. This is in psychology, you say learned mechanism. You've learned to create pressure for yourself. How did you learn? You don't come with this, by yourself. So something has happened. But what you can do is, when you feel pressure, immediately think of your happy holidays. Now, what's your favorite holiday? Tell me. See, you started smiling. What's your favorite holiday? Which is the place that you want to go?
I want to go to Qatar. I was there, sir.
Where?
Qatar, sir. Doha.
Qatar, Doha. Yeah. See, everybody look at her face. What do you like about Qatar? See, she's smiling. What do you like about Qatar being there? How does it make you feel?
The parks are so nice to have, and
Look at her face. Now you tell me about mathematics. Tell me about maths, the exam that you're scared of. So she's looking down. You see how a body chemistry, body language is changing so much. So what I want you to do is, if you're facing a problem, think of Qatar. Straight away think of Qatar. The answers will come, trust me. Because your body will relax. This is a very simple thing, okay? You can think of Qatar or anything that makes you smile and relax. Okay, think about the visual, the parks, what you're doing in the park, who are you? See, you're already smiling. That's what I'm saying. Even micro expressions, your body's releasing serotonin and dopamine, you're feeling good and relaxed. The memory will come back. So this is a hack, okay, how you can cheat your own brain. Not cheat, actually. Use it to your advantage. Okay, so if anybody under pressure or anything, immediately switch to what you love to do, where you want to go, and your body will start relaxing. And what you forgot will come back. Yeah, this is why when you go walk in the park, or when you take a shower, or when you're shitting, or when you're in the toilet, answers come. You're relaxed. So yeah, does that answer your question? Does that help?
Obviously, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So just try that. Whenever you're stressed, think of your happy moments and you'll calm down and the answers will come if you've studied. If you're like me, I never studied, so I never got it. So any one more girl maybe to balance the equation?
Next we have Aditi.
Good evening, sir. So my question is,
Aditi, yeah, go ahead.
you already have a startup in a foreign country. So what were the motivating elements behind this venture?
Oh yeah, is this your question?
Yes, sir.
And then what are you interested in general? Are you in 9 or class 9 or class 11?
11.
Okay. Tell me I will answer your question, definitely. Tell me something that you're absolutely interested, that you love, what you're passionate about. Tell me what makes you spring to life.
I think in studies, it would be biology. Whenever I think about it, I become very happy.
Not studies. That's very boring. Outside of studies and school.
In it would be my mother. Like thinking about her. Like I've been in my life, I have not spent many years with her because she always go for studies. Then she's having job like long distance job. So I always miss her, and when I think about her, it creates a very good smile on me.
Yeah, that's thank you for sharing that. What are you passionate about? Do you play some guitar? Do you like to play some games? Do you love, what do you want?
No,
What is your passion?
other than that, I will be doing reading. Only that. So,
Only that. Okay, so outside of reading, any other passions? Do you draw? Do you think? Do you write poetry? Or what are
listening to
your,
music, then it would be the,
yeah, listening? What kind of music do you listen to? Uh,
mostly like melodies.
which language?
Any would go, Hindi, Malayalam, English, anyone would.
So who is your like? Do you have any favorite singer or particular composer or anything?
Shreya
Anyone?
Ghoshal in singers. Shreya Ghoshal.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I like her too. She's quite good. Do you listen to symphonies, orchestra, or just playback? Movie
Mostly
songs.
playback, sir. Movie songs.
Nice. Okay, why am I asking? Because everybody have different passions, right? Studying is not a passion. Please, studying is something because you have to do. That's not a passion. Okay, I understand. Mom, dad, those are relationships you have to. I'm saying you are more than a student. Please understand this. You are more than a student. You are more than a son, daughter. There are more things to you than just studying and being a husband, wife, daughter, son. You're all geniuses. Seriously, I'm telling you, just discover it, please, because we'll have so much of fun otherwise. Don't do the same thing. Reading, I also like reading, but I also like to climb my before answering that question, the highest mountain, it's not a mountain, highest peak in Wales, I'm going to climb that probably next month, and the highest peak in Scotland, which is also the highest in UK. I plan to do that in April or sometimes next spring. I mean, do something adventurous outside, travel somewhere, cook. I mean, right now there's so many blogs, so many things that you can do with your mobile phone, website, so many things you can do, even with just 1 hour a day. So explore more stuff. Like I'm sure Adarsh, if I remember correctly, will have a book coming, a fictional book coming, and please support him because he was brave enough to admit, and I'm sure he will do a fantastic job, and I'm excited. So if you're creating something, art and crafts, trust me, I will promote it. I'll help you sell it, and then probably make you a little famous. So get in touch with me. Do more than reading, which is great. I mean, I'm not saying don't read. More plus. Okay, have other recently from I remember there was a girl in Kerala. She was ran over with by train, I think. So she lost a leg, and I think she was covered in the paper. She climbed Mount Everest with a prosthetic leg, and while coming back, that's when you need more oxygen. She didn't take a cylinder of oxygen. നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ, as in കേരളത്തില്, imagine, I mean, why don't we have more people doing? I'm not saying lose a leg and travel. Why don't we think about creating astronauts or other things, organic farming? Have you seen the movie I think ABCD or whatever? So coming back to your point, my reason was that my parents are diabetic. So they have been given, wait, I'll tell you. They have been given something to have, like this. It's, I got it. Okay. This is a product which has been advertised for, especially for diabetics. Sugar-free barnata, ensure. Yeah, it's even said diabetics. Okay, so that's but if you see no sugar, but behind it is said you need an electron microscope to actually see it. No sugar means only sucrose. Now there are at least 50 types of sugars. Okay. And the best part, this is the best part, The first ingredient, if you see the first one, so if you look at the, I mean, you can't see it. I can't see it. I'm just showing because that's where it is. You can't see it. That's the whole point. Look at how big and, sugar free. And so they don't actually want you to read this. So maltodextrin is the first component. Maltodextrin, if sugar is this horrible or this bad, maltodextrin is this bad. So you're saying no sugar, but you have maltodextrin. So you're making it worse. And that for diabetic, it's like putting an atom bomb. Yeah. So I feel it's unfair. It's unjust. It's a flat lie in your face, and it's just making money, right? So I want to do good something. I want to help people, and I want to bring this out. So I've been having this idea since 2000. This is plain cheating, right? One thing that I cannot tolerate is being unfair and being lied to. Tell me you don't like me, no problem. That's okay. So this is one. And I have spent a lot of time in traveling, understanding people in India, Middle East, rural travel, I mean, everywhere, sleeping on the road, everything. So I understand the psychology. Most people are very, very nice people, right? It's really nice. They have the same problem. They want to be happy. So I wanted to combine this, and how can I help? There are people, kids out here. I'm saying, how many of you have chocolates or Boost or pizzas and hamburgers and fruit juice and other things? I can see Shobha teacher raising hands. Sorry, was it for me or? Yeah, so the thing is, it has tons of sugar. So sugar is actually bad for your health. And if you get diabetes, you get everything else. You'll get cancer, you'll get, you'll get everything, Disneyland of diseases. Now, since I'm a problem solver, my values are being fair and helping other people. So I combine this, I realize, how do I start a company or whatever to help people? Now, I've been making videos telling people, but telling people will not help. So I wanted to create a company. I wanted to create an identity. So I spoke about this in my department of psychology. And there is someone who's doing nutritional label research, right? So I came up, there are like 5.5 million diabetic people in the UK. If they do this, you can save money. The government out here is spending £1 billion per hour on curing diabetes, right? So, and this is not my only idea. There are many ideas. I had to find people. So I took the opportunity. I came here. I applied for this particular thing. Otherwise, I would have been, looking for a psychology job, whatever. But I want to help as many people as possible. That's why it's a good way to, interact. Because you don't know that I'm doing this. You don't know that I'm interested in this. You don't know what I can do. You don't know what I know. So, and trust me, all of you is exactly like me. There is no difference between you and me. I just learned on the way, and I'm giving you that right now. So you are, you can learn and do it faster, because identify your genius. More than studying, reading, tuitions, all that's necessary. It's basics. You have to develop your personality. Because no to don't copy other people. Don't compete yourself. Compete yourself in getting better yourself every day. Really. So that's a key. Did that answer your question? Because that was a long one.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Can I request people, please stop calling me sir. I have a name. Anyone else? I would also encourage teachers or anyone else from the fraternity to ask questions. It also shows that we're all human and we all have problems irrespective of where you are. If that is okay.
I think Ritvik has a question.
Yes, please. Sir, can I ask a question?
Sir,
You're muted, Krishna Kumar.
Yeah, you can ask if you stop calling me sir. Definitely.
Yes, Mr. Krishna. So I think that India is fairly more conservative when it comes to choosing jobs. Like 90% of Indians just want their children to become engineers or doctors. So when you chose the path to entrepreneurship, how did people around you react to that choice?
Nobody gives a shit, man. Seriously. I mean, whether you do what you want to do, people will criticize you. Whether you do what you don't like to do, people will criticize you. So what's the choice? Do what you love to do. You have to struggle a lot. You will get very minimal support. I didn't get many support, but then by solving my own problems when I didn't have support, people, and encouragement, I became good at solving problems. That is exactly why I have this. I'm giving you the talk to you. I became so good at solving my own problems. You will be lonely. You will have very few friends. You will have very less money. You will have very less time. You will be confused a lot. You will be traveling, reading books. Most of the times you will be thinking, is this right for me? Am I doing really stupid? Oh my God, all my friends, they have such a, I'm 46. I'm single, meaning I'm not married. I don't have kids, obviously. Imagine if I start thinking, oh my God, I'm 46, alumnus 93, they have 2 kids, 3 kids, and they have this. Somebody's Qatar. Nashir is in Qatar, I hope she's. Anyway, the thing is, they have all these cars and houses and traveling. Imagine if I start thinking like this, I used to, and somewhere along the way, I would get bullshit questions, right? Bullshit answers. Yeah, because you haven't done anything, because you haven't studied, because you didn't get a job, because you didn't join your father, because you're arrogant, because you're idiot. All this happening. Ananya, right? So I was getting bullshit questions because I was asking bullshit answers. I mean, the other way around. I got depressed. Obviously, you're asking stupid questions, you'll get stupid answers. Then I started, okay, now, hang on. This is not helping me. How the other guy, the brilliant guy who asked, how do I, get better self-esteem? How do I get more self-confidence? So I started reading self-help book, YouTube. I learned NLP. I learned psychology. I became a psychologist not to help other people, to help myself. I was trying to help myself. Everything I have done is to solve my own problems. But in the process, I became good at that skill, and I started helping other people. And other people started coming to me, and they started paying me to solve their problems. Imagine that. Wonderful, isn't it? But when you're alone, when you're struggling, it's not funny. It's not a joke. You will feel horrible. But that is just a gap, where you are, where you want to go, it's just a gap. And just this much. And after 1/3 of that ladder, you'll start enjoying the view. It's like climbing a new mountain, right? Initially, it's difficult. But after the 1/3, 30-40%, you'll start enjoying it because okay, now I get it. Oh, so that's what it is. You'll start enjoying it. First, it's difficult because in your brain, all the neurons saying, "What the hell is this? It's something new." So remember, your brain is not created to make you excel. Your brain is always trying to make you safe. Your brain has only one job to do, to make you survive and keep you safe. If you do anything different in your life, you said, oh my God, don't do this. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if it's called amygdala? Okay, it's like how do I say this? It's like the alarm bell, fire alarm. It keeps going because your brain wants to keep you safe. If you're doing anything which is different, new, something out of the blue, you'll start going, oh my God. But then if you keep doing different things, which is not normal, I'm not saying to jump from 5th floor, but then try different things. Then your brain will say, okay, I'm not dying. Okay, oh, so I'm not getting killed. Oh, this is not so bad. It's called comfort zone. So you'll start slowly increasing your comfort zone. So if you start running for 1 kilometer or 100 meters, within few weeks, you can run 1 kilometer. Then 1 kilometer becomes your normal. Then you push it to 1.1, 1.2. Then 2 kilometers becomes your normal. Your brain will adjust to new normals very slowly. If you suddenly start, doing something like really drastically, different and big, your brain will go, "Oh my God, I'm going to die. This guy's going to protect him." Say, "No, don't do it." So don't. That's why I said gradually, slowly. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I forgot your question, by the way.
Sir, the question was like when you chose the path to become an entrepreneur, how did the people around you react to that decision?
Frankly speaking, I haven't told anyone. It does not matter. They know I do what I love to do. I don't give up. I just don't give up. You push me down, I'll feel sad, I'll cry, I'll walk a lot, I'll feel bad, I'll find, but I'll be back again. And if you say that I cannot do it, I'll do it faster.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think if you challenge me, I'll definitely be better than I'll do it in half the time. So I think Choba teacher will agree to that because I know you thrive on challenge. So.
Thank you, sir.
Hari Om. Shall we wind up? There are a few questions only now. One or two.
I
There is a
think,
time
Krishna Kumar,
constraint.
if you could jot down your email ID. I think there are a couple of children who would like to personally interact with you. I feel, looking at the body language, I do feel that they would like to interact with you personally. So if you could just jot down your email ID and your telephone number, which can be connected through WhatsApp, I think they can get you directly. What do you feel, children? Is that a good idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And Krishna Kumar, you did a wonderful job. Very engrossing.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and I really like the timing because I know it's pretty late over there, almost 8:30. I don't know. So thank you for being and asking for questions because this is not about me or Shobha teacher or Chinmay Vidyalaya. Trust me, this is about you and and your happiness. So I wish you well. Ask the right question. Don't ask bullshit questions. Ask the right questions. Look up my videos. I've kept my email ID. I think it should be there somewhere. If it's not, I think Asha teacher can please come to my rescue and then share my email ID. This is my first G Meet. I have typed in the chat.
Yeah, it's there.
I'll do it. I will do it. The class groups.
So I think it's there. So thank you so much, and Hari Om. Sorry for being.
One minute. We have the formal expression of gratitude. Please wait.
Okay. So yeah, from my end, thank you.
Katrika.
Yes. Next, I call upon Meghna for expression of gratitude.
Hari Om, sir. I know you don't like being called sir, but just like you're uncomfortable with formality, I'm uncomfortable with informality. So please bear with me. On behalf of the Chinmaya family, I would like to extend my gratitude to our esteemed guest, Sri Krishna Kumar Maruthur, for taking the time to have this wonderful talk with us today. The wisdom you have shared with us will undoubtedly stay with all of us for a long time, and it has left a powerful impact on our young minds. I especially liked how you interacted with us, and it made us feel like this was more of a conversation and not just a one-sided webinar, and all of us really appreciated that. I wish to express my gratitude towards my school for organizing such an event, especially our chairman, Dr. V. Mukundan sir, our Director of Education, Dr. V. Venugopal sir, our beloved Principal Srimati Shobha Menon, Vice Principal Srimati Usha Prem, Senior Headmistress Srimati Anita VN, and Headmistress Srimati Sabina Madhavan. I would also like to thank and appreciate the efforts of my teachers for organizing this webinar. And last but definitely not the least, I wish to thank my friends for partaking in this event and bringing their enthusiasm with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Meghna.
Yeah, thank you. That was wonderful. I really appreciate that you actually liked that it is informal and that was better. Thank you. Nice.
Katrika. Prayer.
Let's conclude this webinar with Shanti Mantra. I call upon Vaishnav for the same.
पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्
Here we come to the conclusion of the webinar. Thank you all. Hari Om.
When you heard the prayer, Krishna Kumar, I'm sure you had memories.